The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Welcome to Learn About Law. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law. I hope you find this video and podcast helpful. If you need some help, please feel free to call us at 515-207-2006. We offer free consultations in many areas of law, and we have several geographic locations for your convenience. We serve all of Iowa. We're also happy to meet with you and provide most legal services virtually without requiring you to leave your home. Enjoy the video.
Hello, I'm Gene Nassif, an attorney at O'Flaherty Law. My practice areas include business transactional matters as well as some landlord-tenant issues. Now, today we're going to talk about how hard it is to get a divorce in Iowa in 2021. It's really not as hard to get a divorce in Iowa as it is in other states, but it does take time. Iowa is considered a no-fault state. In other words, if you do not have to prove your spouse caused your marriage to fail, nor does your spouse have to prove you caused the marriage to fail. A court will let parties get a divorce if either party states the marriage is broken and cannot be mended. Now, I first want to cover what is common law marriage. Under Iowa law, there are two ways that parties can be married. First is by applying for a marriage license, then having a ceremony with a magistrate, judge, or clergy. The second is marriage by common law. To have marriage by common law, three things must be true. First, both spouses must have an agreement that they are married. Second, both spouses must live together continuously as partners. Third, both spouses must publicly hold themselves out as married. The agreement that they are married means both spouses must intend to be married to each other, and they must agree that they are married. It can't be unilateral, in other words, one party saying that they're married, but the other one denying it. Living together continuously requires physically living together as spouses. This generally means having a physical relationship with each other, though it's not required. Finally, holding yourself out to the public as married means that you must act as married and hold yourself out to others as if you are married. This can include having the same last name, wearing wedding bands, referring to yourselves as husband and wife, sharing bank accounts, credit cards, and finally filing joint taxes. If these qualifications are met, a common law marriage is established. If you're unsure whether there is a common law marriage, the court can make that determination. Should a common law marriage be established, but the couple no longer wants to be common law married, they will have to file for a divorce. Now, what are the residency requirements to file a divorce in Iowa? If your spouse lives in Iowa, you can file for a divorce against them whether or not you live there yourself. All that's required is that your spouse has served personal service. If your spouse does not live in Iowa, you must be a resident in Iowa for at least 1 year. In order to be considered a resident of Iowa, you must have a fixed, permanent residence in Iowa and not intend to leave the state. The county to which you file is the county that either you or your spouse resides. How do you start the divorce process in Iowa? In order to start the divorce process, you must first fill out a petition. This petition will include various information about you, your spouse, including names, dates of birth, social security numbers, children's information, addresses, date of marriage, and finally the grounds for the divorce. This petition will be filed with the county court. Additionally, you must serve the petition to your spouse. Rules of service need to be followed to serve your spouse. Typically, the sheriff will serve the papers for a nominal cost or fee. What if you do not know where your spouse is? The process server you hire, which will likely be a sheriff, will attempt to find your spouse. If they cannot find them, they will mail the papers to your spouse's most recent address. In order for this to count as service, your spouse must sign and return the form sent. Finally, if this doesn't work, you may ask the court to see if publishing notice in the newspaper can qualify. What are the filing fees for a divorce? The fee for filing a divorce in Iowa is typically around $185. The service of process is around $40 to $50. Finally, once the final degree is filed, there is an additional $50 court fee from the court. How long does it take to get a divorce? In Iowa, the divorce process at a minimum takes 90 days. At the 90-day mark, the court may say you are divorced. However, in many divorce cases, there are issues to be resolved that will prolong this process. What if you have children together? If you have children with your spouse, the divorce process will become more complicated. There is a class required called Children in the Middle that you and your spouse will have to go through. You may also have to make a parenting plan outlining how you will take care of your children following the divorce. What if your spouse has a pension? Generally speaking, a pension that is earned by one spouse during a marriage is a joint asset of the married couple. During the divorce process, the pension will need to be negotiated and divided as marital assets. Should a spouse attempt to hide or otherwise not disclose their pension, they could face losing it. Are you entitled to spousal support, also known as alimony? In many circumstances, some form of spousal support is awarded in an Iowa divorce. Iowa recognizes 3 types of spousal support: traditional, rehabilitative, and reimbursement. Traditional support payments are for spouses who are unable to become financially independent due to age, illness, or other circumstances. Traditional support typically lasts either until the spouse's circumstances change, the paying spouse dies, or the supported spouse remarries and the court ends support. Rehabilitative support is temporary, and it allows the spouse to have the ability to regain their ability to support themselves. In other words, they may need some sort of education, they may need to find a job, and this provides some monetary help to them until they're able to sustain themselves. Finally, there's reimbursement support. This is very, very uncommon in Iowa, but it's intended to pay back the spouse for their financial support throughout the other's career development during the marriage. An important example here is if one spouse supported the other spouse while they went through graduate school, college, etc., and then upon completion of college, when they are now able to sustain themselves, they get a divorce. The reimbursement support would provide for the costs that supporting spouse provided to them during their education. Now, what happens when the court says your divorce is final? When the divorce is completed, the judge will write and issue an order about your divorce. This document is called a decree. The order will tell you and your spouse what they must do with your money, debts, and property. Additionally, it will tell you what you and your spouse must do with your children. The decree is binding and you must comply with the order. Should you not, you could face monetary fines or jail time. Finally, what if you don't agree with the divorce order? Should you not agree with the divorce order, you may appeal it. Until the order is appealed, you will still need to comply with the order to avoid fines or jail time. There are a number of rules you must follow to appeal the order with the court. First and foremost, to have the order challenged, the divorce must be final for a modification to be made. There are other reasons why a modification can occur. Examples include losing a job, one spouse becoming unfit to take care of the children, one spouse becoming self-sufficient who previously relied on support, and some others. Should these circumstances change, a modification will require a petition to modify the order. As always, if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to our firm. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Hello again, this is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law. I hope you enjoyed this video and podcast. If you did, we'd love it if you'd subscribe to our channel. If you need legal help in this or any other area of law, please do not hesitate to reach out and schedule a consultation. Most consultations are free and all can be conducted remotely if you'd like. Please email us, book online, or call us at 515-207-2006. We have many locations for your convenience. We serve all of Iowa. Thank you again for watching.